Hello.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kelly Anderson, and I would like to welcome all of you to ISS Group's Business Process Improvement Demonstration titled Project Budgeting and Project Tracking. In this short 30-minute presentation, my colleague Mike Markowitz will demonstrate how our process digitization methodology, along with our business process improvement solutions, can significantly improve your company's ability to track budgets and projects using our iPurchase solution. iPurchase permits projects to be maintained within the system. This function allows a user to place purchases against those projects, which in turn tracks each approved purchase, providing a complete audit trail for budgeting purposes. One of our clients, AF Global, formerly known as Ameriforge, uses our process digitization methodology to transform the entire PO requisition process from order entry to management approval to PO creation, along with our business process improvement solution, iPurchase. To quote their purchasing manager, this is a quote, "We have saved hundreds of thousands of dollars using ISS Group's solution. We have an efficient, scalable, and maintainable approval workflow solution. After much research locating an educated partner, ISS Group's knowledge on controlling Maverick spend was second to none." As you are all aware, in today's competitive environment, businesses must think of purchasing and procurement activities in terms of value, efficiency, and overall return on investment. And AF Global Ameriforge found just that in our solution. Mike will now demonstrate just how iPurchase is a fast and effective way to improve your financial controls and business processes. Again, welcome to our weekly webinar. And with that, I'll pass the controls over to Mike to begin the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Kelly. Today I'm going to be showing the iPurchase solution from ISS Group. We are going to focus on the budget and department functionality within iPurchase. I'm going to start at the new rec screen. So everyone should be seeing now a new rec with no data in it at this point. But we're going to come back to the requisition, and we're going to start with the budgets first. So as you can see on the bottom toolbar here, we have a budgets button. When I click the button, we get a pop-up screen for budget inquiry. So for budget inquiry, we can search for a specific budget either using the budget code or department. Or we can create a new one right from this screen. Or we can just click the search button. And if we click the search button with no criteria in the budget code or department, we get a list of all the budgets that are in iPurchase. So I'm going to start with this test one here, and I'm going to click edit. So this is the budget maintenance screen. Let's talk about the layout of the screen and how it works. So to begin, on the top left-hand corner, you have a budget code, which is the title, let's say, of your budget. So this one we're calling test one. And then you have your total budget amount, which is $100,000 for this example. You also have a parent budget code. So what iPurchase allows you to do to have parent-child relationships between budgets. So you can have multiple child budgets per one parent budget. This budget does not have a parent budget code associated with it. So if we go now to the top right-hand side of the screen, this shows us what the budget is and how the budget is being used, what departments are being used. It will also show us the receipts, what's on a PO, and what's on rec still for this budget. But for this budget, we only have the actual budget in this graph. The bottom half of this is the actual departments that are related to this budget with their dollar amounts. So let's start bottom up. So we can see that the first department, 2000, or operations here, has $10,000 allotted for this budget test one. The next line item here has department 900, or software products, and then this has a dollar amount of $39,000. So if we add these two up, we have a total for these two departments for $49,000. So since there are no more departments allocated to this budget, iPurchase designates a non-budgeted department for all departments and gives it the difference between the budget amount and what departments actually have allocated amounts to them. So as you can see, this one has $51,000. So all departments that are within your company can use this $51,000 for this budget. Now understand that these budgets are related or directly related or integrated to the projects that are within your QAD system. I just want that to be known that you have a project in QAD that's related to our budgets that are within iPurchase. So if you wanted to add another budget to this, for example, you would just go up to the top toolbar and click Add New Department. And if I add, let's say I add Department 1,000, which is sales. Oops, let me go back here and let me click on sales. And then if I add the department, let's just make it an even number of 10,000. Okay, I can put an opening balance here, but I'm not. I'm just going to save it. When I save it, it tells me the record is saved, and I can close this now. And you'll see it added a line item here for the department I just had, sales, Department 1,000, sales, and I added $10,000 to this department. But what you also see here is that the non-budgeted department amount has lessened now by $10,000. So it all works together in relation to each other within this one singular budget. You also see the graph has changed because sales now is in here at the $10,000, and so now there's a flat line on the right-hand side of this budget graph. Okay, so I can also edit a budget here. So if I wanted to give operations $15,000, I can click the edit button and I can change their budgeted amount to $15,000. If I click save, it changes the budgeted amount of operations here to 15, and then again it lowered the non-budgeted department by $5,000 again. So that's the budget maintenance screen within iPurchase. Okay? So I want to go back now to a requisition. So I'm going to click now and I'm going to go back to New Rec. So I go to New Rec and I'm going to put a supplier in. And as you can see, all the supplier information is added. I'm going to keep it as an expense rec. I'm going to keep the name of the buyer. I'm the originator. I'm signed in as Frank. And all I'm going to do for this example is I'm going to hit the save button. And what that allows me to do now is add a line item to this budget. But before I do that, you'll see that there's a project field on the top here. Now, all this project field does is it allows you to add a project here, and this will be translated to the line items. So if I put in test, and it brings up the project, I click the project, and now I have to save again before I continue. Now I could have done that before I saved the rec originally, or I can do it after. Again, I want to preface this by saying, I don't have to add anything into this project tab in order to add it to the line items. But I'm going to click save here, and now I'm going to add a line item. But what is nice about this is when I add a new line item, it already adds the project on the bottom here for me. Okay? So I'm going to add a new line item. And I am going to now, add a department, but these are the two departments, so I'm going to keep it on operations here. I can change the site, the contract code. Now, if I want to take this requisition now and add it to multiple projects, I can add more line items and change the projects per the project that line item is associated with. But for now, I'm just going to add a quantity here. Let's do 100, and I'm going to hit save and close. So it adds the line item, and it adds the record. Now, since this line item is within the budget, it doesn't give me a warning that I'm going over budget. But if I go into here now and I change this to, let's see, 100, and I click Save, it tells me that now my project will be over budget by $5,000. Okay, because I have a $10,000 budget in here. So as you can see, now that I saved and closed it again, it's giving me the error again. And it's letting the user know before they submit this that we're going to be over budget for that project. And that goes, if I add another line item and use the same project, it's going to tell me again that I'm over. So this functionality, as you can tell, will help the user when they're entering a requisition to stay within the budget. And if not, they might have to contact someone in order to explain why they are going over budget. So you can see how this can improve the flow within your organization, because now everything is automated. There's no paper pushing. There's no things getting lost in the shuffle. It's all built into the iPurchase solution and within the budget functionality within iPurchase. Now, the only other thing I wanted to explain to you is, as you can see, there's a department here. There's a department field here. If I save and close this, again, I'm going to get the project issue over here. But if I add a new line item, okay, I can add, hold on, let's add this the same, we'll add the Europe one here, okay, and I will then add a quantity of 200, let's say, for $1. But now I'm not going to use the Department of Operations. I'm going to use software products. So I can save and close this now. And again, it's telling me I'm not over budget because I'm using a different department now. Okay? Now, since I'm not over budget for this, again, like I just said, there's no warning here. But as you can see, I can create a requisition now and submit it for two different departments within one requisition. So you can see how this can be time saving, that I don't have to create multiple requisitions because I need to add multiple cost centers or departments. Now, if I go back into this line item and I make this 100, let's say, and I click Save and Close, again, I'm within my budget because this budget 900 had a higher budget amount associated with it. Let's change this now. Let's add another 0. Let's save and close it. And now you're going to say, now I'm going to be over by $155,000 because I'm over by 5 on this one and $150,000 for this budget, for this line item, based on the departments. So to just go over this one last time, you can create a requisition within iPurchase. You can create one requisition that has multiple projects on it and multiple cost centers on it. And you can still create a PO, and you can still have it go through the approval process and then create the PO at the end and send to the supplier. So you can see again how this process, this automated process, can save time and and make no mistakes. There's no human error in this either because it's all built in to the functionality within iPurchase. The power of this system is so large, and you can see by Kelly's opening statements how Ameriforge or AF Global has saved a lot of money just on the time savings that it takes to create a rec, to all the way to create the purchase order and to send it off to the supplier. And on that note, I am going to send this back to Kelly and let her finish our weekly demonstration. Thank you, Kelly.
Great. Thanks, Mike. Great job with the demonstration. Again, just to reiterate, I purchased Reed's, the QAD Supplier Master Table, the Item Master Table in real time, as well as it writes to the QAD Purchase Order Table in real time, which, as Mike stated in a couple different ways, it eliminates the need for redundant data entry and in turn reduces human error, improving efficiency and enhancing productivity. And iPurchase not only works with the QAD, it also will work with any ERP solution that can be integrated with our iPurchase solution. So with that, I'd like to thank you all for joining this week's demo titled Project Budgeting and Project Tracking. Please feel free to reach any of us with any questions that you may have, or if you'd like to see additional information. I can be reached directly at kanderson@issgroup.net. Any one of us at ISS Group can be reached at www.issgroup.com, or you can send me a text or give me a call on my cell, which is 267-234-4737. Again, thank you all for joining this week's demonstration, and I hope you all have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you, Kelly. And again, I hope you all do have a great day, and thank you for attending our weekly demonstration.